What's up, everybody? For the two of you who watched my video, welcome back. So I realized last time I really didn't get too much into who I am. So I'm Ariel, I'm 25, I'm from Chicago. I'm like a new person to makeup. I've been doing my makeup maybe for about 2 to 3 years. I mean, I guess I'm not new, but compared to most YouTubers, I'm fairly new. So yeah, I just decided I wanted to film myself just doing these makeup tutorials, mainly just for myself, so I can go back and watch what I've done and maybe, be inspired sometime in the future based off of what I used to do. So yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started with today's makeup tutorial. Start off with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Mattifying Primer. So I like this one, and it kind of gives me like a sunscreen kind of vibe. It somewhat smells like a sunscreen. It kind of feels like a sunscreen. It actually kind of goes on a little bit like a sunscreen. So I'm just going to go ahead and rub this out a little bit here. Get it all over the face. It's actually a super nice day in Chicago today. A couple days ago, I don't know, probably if you're watching this and you read the news or whatever, you probably heard that we had a massive storm here the other day. It's kind of scary for a moment there. Kind of had to hide in the bathroom with my cat while my boyfriend was at work, hiding in the closets, or in the locker room of the gym that he works at. So, right. So I'm gonna let that sit for a moment. Get used to the skin a little bit here. Rub that in a little bit more if we can here. Make sure we get a little bit on the eyes. Alright. And once again, we're going to go in with the Fenty Beauty foundation here. Again, my shade is 170. It's the Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. And again, I am the queen of dots. You know, it's actually kind of funny is that my stepmom used to put like little dots and stuff all over her face, and I used to laugh at her and say that it looked like she was going into battle with war paint, like, back in the colonial days, I guess. And I just think it was so funny, and now I do the same thing. I guess it just kind of, to me, in my mind, gives me, like, the assurance that it's gonna get everywhere on my face, and I'm not gonna, like, miss any spots. So, And once again, we're going back in with that KVD number 10 brush. I mainly bought it just because I liked the curvature. If you can see that the curvature of the brush and how it fits underneath the eyes, especially. That's always like a big problem area for me, is my eyes. So it's always a concern or worry of mine. So I liked that I just kind of was able to contour to underneath my eye and really get that foundation in there. And so I'm kind of going to try to do this like new series where I use just the James Charles palette. I don't think I've ever really seen this on YouTube, and just see how many eye looks I can come up with while using this palette. I mean, I'm sure everyone's seen it, heard of it, whatever. It's super versatile. There's different shades for different types of the year, or different seasons of the year. And so I think it would be kind of fun just to play around and see how many different eye looks I can come up with, just using that palette alone. So, and today, I don't know if you can tell, my motif is like a bluish black. I got this tie-dye dress off of Amazon. It's like a longer dress with pockets. And when I went to purchase it online, it looked more like black tie-dye, and then when I got it, I was like, oh, it's blue, which I don't have a problem with because blue is my favorite color. But I was like, oh, well, this is not exactly what I ordered, but oh well, no returning it. Because I mean, I know obviously you can return stuff on Amazon, but I'd rather just keep it. I'd rather not go through with the hassle of returning something on Amazon. It's just not worth it. Alright, so let's see, give a quick look-see here. Did I miss any spots of the foundation? I don't think so. Let's make sure it's rubbed in pretty good here. Alright, we're good. So now we're going to go ahead and put on concealer. Again, I used this in my last video. It's the Sephora Concealer in shade 9, which again is Sableye. Again, I'm probably not saying that correctly, but oh well. So we're just going to go ahead and wipe off any excess there. Get that right underneath the eye. Do a little match here. Alright. Again, I like to put a little bit on my eye just before I put some eyeshadow on because to me that just makes the eyeshadow last a little bit longer. And I know that I said before that I like to do a thing called makeup weekends. That's 100% accurate, but I got up today, got myself some Starbucks, and I decided that I liked this dress, I looked nice today. Maybe I'll try to do some makeup today. So, makeup on a Wednesday. Alright, so again, I'm using the Sephora concealer brush. We're just going to go ahead and tap that in. Spread that out really nice. Make sure it's all blended. You know, I'm going to go ahead and grab that James Charles mini palette. I didn't buy the actual size palette just because when I first came out, I didn't see that it had a mirror, and the mini palette does. So I thought this was perfect, and I figured it was much easier for traveling. I tend to go home to my mom's house on the weekends pretty often, especially this summer. This summer's been kind of a hectic summer for me, even though the coronavirus has been going on. I've been spending a lot of weekends at my mom's house, one because of my surgery, which I mentioned in my last video, and I think I kind of edited it out. I had a deviated septum, so I just got that corrected. So I went to her house for recovery. She wanted to take care of me, so I let her take care of me, even though my boyfriend was fully capable. So I was there for that. I was there for my post-op appointment. I've been there helping her redo the bedroom that is my room at her house into a home office / guest room. Really, it's my room. Just because my brother is going to be starting his first ever full-time job, and he's going to be working from home, and so is my mom. So this way they can have that space for themselves there. Alright, so we got all concealed here. Now we're going to go ahead and put that powder on. We are going to be using the KVD baking powder, translucent. Sorry, it's a setting powder, but it's the same thing. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and conceal these areas here with the setting powder. Just going to carve out the nose a little bit better if we can. Alright. So again, once again today, like I said, I kind of have like the blue, black, kind of tie-dye-ish vibes. So I kind of want to do like a smoky blue eye, if that makes any sense. So we're just going to go ahead and dip into the shade Hello. I think that's what it's called. Yes, Hello. We're going to go into Hello, and we're going to just apply that on our inner corner here, just to get this started. And you can see like right away, you know, that pigment there. I'm not going to really speak too much on the pigmentation or the color payoff or any of that, just because this palette has been out for some time, and you know, people have reviewed this hundreds of times at this point, so I don't think it's worth it to go ahead and talk about the value of it or any of that stuff, but mainly just trying to see how versatile this palette is. I think that's going to be kind of fun. I've never really seen something like that with this palette on YouTube, so I'm just going to give it a shot here. And then again, this is a Morphe brush. It's not numbered, and I'm not exactly positive what kind of brush this is. I mean, I do have Morphe brushes, guys, but they just don't have the numbers on them, which I think is kind of weird, because like I said last video, Morphe brushes tend to be pretty heavily branded as far as what number they are. And I really want to get a new set of Morphe brushes. I just haven't really looked into it that much. Maybe I will today, who knows. Alright, so we got that kind of like cool, sparkly, icy blue shade on the eyebrow, or on the eyelash here. So now I think I'm going to go in with shade Playground as kind of like a transition shade. Let's see, what kind of brush do I want to try out here? Between these two, again, they're Morphe brushes. Which one is the smallest? Let's try to go with this one. Again, not numbered here, but Morphe brush once again. So Go in with that shade. I'm going to try to shake off any excess that we have going on there. Oh yeah. Just try to blend that out a little bit. And also blend that into the sparkly shade that we have going on there. It's blending out quite nicely, I think. And it's blending into that sparkly shade really nice. So that's kind of good and convenient. Exactly what we want. It's performing just like I wanted it to, which is perfect. I know I said I wasn't going to speak on the performance of it, but you know, some shadows blend out better than others. Maybe I'll start a playlist with just these videos, just to kind of give it a little web series here going on. It's kind of a fun little palette so far. Good look. And I've used this palette to do a bunch of other looks. I don't want you guys to think like this is my first time using this. I've got this palette before the pandemic hit, and I was playing with my eyeshadow looks a little bit. And I also got these Morphe brushes around the same time at the location out here in Chicago. And I really want to go back into that store just so I can kind of play with the brushes that are in the store. And I mean, I know I can't put makeup on them or anything, but just to kind of give them a nice feel. But again, I don't know if you guys have been reading the news or watching or whatever, but we've kind of had some civil unrest in the city here, and the Water Tower place, which is where the Morphe store is in Chicago, was kind of shut down the other day. So haven't had much time to go back there since. Okay, so now let's see. What shade do I want to go in with? Maybe I'll go in with Cape Cod. It's a slightly darker blue shade. And again, we're going to try to blend that into the color Playground. Give it a nice little blend in there. Again, that's actually blending in pretty nicely. Kind of a nice dark blue shade. Guys, it's kind of crazy over here with this whole corona situation and everything. I mean, my job especially, they don't want people coming into the office on their week that they're supposed to be in, even if you travel to a state that's not on the Chicago list. They're being very vigilant, which I think is kind of nice, and it really speaks to their care for their employees, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, so far I've seen a lot of people taking this situation pretty seriously. I mean, even in my neighborhood, there are a lot of people that are wearing masks pretty heavily. I'm going to go back in on that Playground shade and just brighten that up a little bit. But yeah, there have been a lot of people wearing masks and taking it pretty seriously. And even just walking from their apartment to the store, people have masks on. I mean, it's kind of a really nice thing to see that the community is taking this whole situation pretty seriously and really wanted to make sure that they can get back to their normal lives. I mean, there are a lot of young kids in the area where I live. And when I say young kids, I know I'm 25, but like a lot of like college-age kids who really don't have, I guess, the need to concern themselves with coronavirus, but you know, they're definitely taking it much more seriously than I expected them to. Okay. Just trying to bring that shadow up a little bit on this side, because I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit higher up here than it is over here. So we're just going to try to bring that shadow up a little bit more on this left eye here. To blend that in. You can see my cat walking around in the background. She's definitely trying to be the star of the show here. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead with that Anastasia brush that I used last time to dip into the black shade, just to give it a little bit more of that smoky edge that I was talking about at the beginning of this video for that smoky look. I know I kind of have that darker blue color in there, but I think the black will give it a nice little smoky extra something, I think. It's a really nice gradient look from super bright light blue into that dark blue, like slash black. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and bring this color, I kind of already started doing it, but we're going to go ahead and bring this shadow to the lower lash line. Just like I said in the last video, I like doing this a lot. I'm crying, oh no! I think I hit a nerve in my eye there. But yeah, so like I said in my last video, I've been bringing my shadows into the lower lash line a lot lately. I think it's kind of brings the look all together, I feel. Oh, I'm crying still. It's been happening a lot, guys. I mean, I've been crying a lot more often, like, and not because I'm sad, just because my eye's been watering a lot. It's kind of annoying. So I think this might be the eyeshadow look. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of carve out underneath my eyebrow here, like I like to do a lot. I've actually was watching YouTube videos where I saw that people are like just now starting to carve out under their eyebrow, and I was very confused. Like, I thought this was like a thing. I didn't know that it was like a brand new idea. I've been doing this for years, I think, since I started doing my makeup. I've been doing this. This must be like a new phenomenon to some people, but for me, this is just, it is what it is, you know? Okay, so again, we're going to use that blending brush. We're just going to go ahead and blend out the eyeshadow look here, just to make sure everything is all blended in well enough together. This is not a very good video, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So I think that's going to be the eye look today. And again, for some reason on the camera, it looks worse than it does in person, which, you know, whatever. Oh well. So I just used that Sephora brush, the highlight and contour brush, just to get rid of that excess powder that was underneath my face and my forehead. Underneath my face. Underneath my eye and my forehead. So yeah, that's the look, I think, for today. Now let's go ahead and put on eyeliner. And once again, guys, I'm going to go ahead and try the Flick Stick stamp. Last video, it was not a successful stamp, but since I've done my makeup about 3 different times since that video, I have gotten much better with it, so let's hope that it goes well this time around. So I'm going to go ahead and do the right eye first. Okay, we got that one looking good. Let's try with the other one here. Okay, I think they're a little bit more even than they were last time. Okay, I'll let you guys be the judge of how even that is. I think it's pretty even. I think it looks kind of nice. It's kind of hard to tell because I got the darker edges of the eye, but I still think it looks pretty even. So we're going to go ahead and do eyebrows now. And I realized that from the last video, this is not in the same order as the things I did last time. Well, first of all, at the end of my video is when I did eyebrows last time, which is a shame because I'm usually on top of my eyebrows all the time. I feel like if I had to choose, like, 2 makeup things to, like, use for the rest of my life, and that's it, it would definitely be eyebrow pomade from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it would be mascara, because those 2 things I feel like kind of make you look somewhat normal and decent, just because, like, look right now what my eyebrows look like, right? Okay, like, my eyebrows are pretty full and big to begin with anyway, and I kind of like that. But I think this just brings it up so much better, like, it turns it up a notch, I think. So, again, we're just going to go ahead and fill in that brow with the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. And we're going to just kind of like, you know, fill that in a little bit. Then we're going to go ahead and grab that other brush again and just kind of brush out that pomade a little bit, kind of smudge it out a little bit. And like, look at the difference. And I know that sometimes people might think that like my eyebrows are probably a little too dark, but I mean that just makes such a big difference. Now let's go ahead and do the other one, and you tell me if you think it is too dark. Okay, see, I don't think that that's dark. I think that makes it look much more normal, much more full, much more healthy, I think. But I could also just be crazy. I'm sorry, looking for my mascara, guys. Let's see if I can find this little puppy here. Alright, so again, we're going to use that PUR Fully Charged Mascara powered by Magnetic Technology. And I think that this is it's a really nice mascara. I think it gives a nice length to just regular eyelashes. So yeah, I think this is the eye look. I like it a lot. I think it's kind of fun. It kind of goes with this vibe here. I mean, as you can tell, this is like not super vibrant like this is kind of here on the inner corner, but maybe it plays up the look a little bit more. So we're going to go ahead and contour now. We're going to use the Kat Von D Shade and Light mini palette with the shades Lucid and Sombre. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that now. Fish face full days. Actually, it's more like fish face for life. Alright, so that's the contour that we're going for. And I'm going to be using a lot of the same stuff in most of these videos, just because I'm not rich, I don't have a lot of makeup, or money to buy makeup, rather. So we're going with the Too Faced Chocolate Seville Medium Bronzer. We're going to go just above that contour to make that a little bit more exaggerated and where the blush typically is supposed to go. Again, from last video, I don't like blush, not my favorite thing. I think it's pretty for some people. For me, I don't like it. And maybe it's because, like, my dad has a really nice natural tan. I mean, he's half Puerto Rican, half Cuban, and he got my grandmother's coloring, and she is naturally tan, and so I've always been super jealous of that. My boyfriend has a really nice tan. He's Filipino. He's got a really nice tan. Actually, he's Filipino and Russian, so that's kind of a weird little mix. But that's what he is, and I love him. But yeah, so I think maybe I've always been obsessed with like that tan look, and I tanned really good, especially when I was a kid. In the summer, I would just be super dark. But I've always wanted that nice tan color. It's not gonna happen, guys. I'm super white. I mean, I'm whiter than the Band-Aid. But not as white as my mom. My mom is like a ghost. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and buff that contour line out here. Make it a little less harsh. Rub that in a little bit better. I think it looks pretty buffed out. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. And I'm still going super soft on my nose, guys, just because, again, it's still kind of sore, kind of healing a little bit, but, you know, hopefully in a couple of weeks here it'll be back to normal. But yeah, just buffing out that nose contour a little bit more. And then I think it's time for highlight. So I like the James Charles mini palette for highlight. I think, you know, if you've watched his videos, he recommended that you guys use the shade Face for a highlight. I think it's super nice shade for highlighting. So we're going to go ahead and apply that underneath the under eye. Oh, look at how nice that looks. Alright. This is going to be really nice because the light is hitting it much better right here on this side. And you can really see, like, that's really nice looking. Like, it really is. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit on the bridge of the nose here. Kind of nice little look there. And then just on the tip. Now, this is not like the perfect tip highlight brush, but it works. And, you know, for the fun of it, we'll go into the little nape of my lip here. Kind of cool. Alright. I think that's it for the face, guys. I think probably the last thing to do would be to add lipstick, and I'm going to go ahead and use the KKW Beauty cream lipstick in shade 5. They're the nude line. Coffee break there for a moment. I like the nude line. I've kind of been really into like the nude, like blush tone, like lighter red kind of colors lately. I mean, I know last week I used the super bright Sephora shade 35 Made in Italy color. I definitely like this color too. I've worn this a lot as well. And you know what? I've actually worn that. There's my cat again. I've actually worn that with just like just a general concealer, eyebrow, mascara look to work last week, and I've also worn their shade 33. You are not going to believe this. I've been saying that shade 35 is made in Italy, and it is made in Italy. That's 100% correct. But that's not the shade name. And I said this correctly in my last video. I don't know why I've been telling people it's made in Italy now. And again, it is 100% true. It is made in Italy, but the color, the shade name, is Take a Bite. Stupid. Anyway, so last week I also used that and this, shade 33, Wonderlust. Love this color. It is, like I mentioned last week, I love the dark shades as well. I think it looks really good with my skin tone, my hair color, my eye color, all that. So I love the darker shades too. But I've also liked the nude. So this week we're going to be using the KKW Beauty Cream Shadow, or Cream Lipstick in shade 5, the nude line here. I've been using this a lot. I used this past weekend for a couple of looks. I think it's super cute and versatile, as any nude should be. So we're going to put this on now. There you have it. So yeah, I think this is the eye look, guys. I'm really excited to try this new little series with the James Charles palette, giving you multiple looks. Hopefully I'll be uploading videos twice a week. I think that would be a pretty good goal to strive for. But yeah, I hope you guys like this look. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Alright, bye guys!